Let's go, people, man. Look, we got a little late start, but it's your regular Wednesday Hump Day Happy Hour with the Bottom of the Bottle podcast. I got my co-host Carolina, uh, Dirt 803, and we got Gunny Morley down at the bottom, man.
Yes,
Um,
sir. Yes, sir.
that's what's up, man. Welcome to the podcast, man. We're gonna have a
Glad to be
nice,
here.
for sure, have a genuine conversation about things that are near and dear to us, like protecting ourselves in these unruly times, it seems.
Okay. Let's talk about it. Let's chop it up.
Carolina, how you doing this evening?
Hey, you know what it is. We're gonna turn up for this Wednesday a little bit just to lead us into the weekend. We're gonna do a little quick shout out for Jay Walking because tomorrow he about to hit that.
Hey man, look,
I ain't
we
gonna
wasn't
say.
talking about that. We wasn't talking about that.
We're gonna turn up today. We're gonna get a couple drinks in, and of course, our guest is gonna keep us entertained.
I hope so.
Educated.
Yeah.
Hope I got a lot of good information, man. We get some questions, a lot of good information. I'll tell you how I feel about certain things, and hopefully, we keep you entertained.
All right, one more thing. We're gonna do, as I say, we the connoisseurs of conversation. So let's get it cracking.
Hey, always. Look, man,
All right.
we start the podcast off with a section we call the first call. You always hear about last call in the ball. First call is how we introduce you to the people that follow us and see us. And it's just 5 rapid fire questions. They ain't gonna be too deep. It's kind of like a yay or nay or either or, man. So
Okay. Cool.
Your first question would be handguns or shotguns?
Handguns, man. I don't like shotguns, man. Even though shotguns are a useful tool, I'm not a fan of shotgun, man. Only because I'm issued one. It's horrible and it beat me up all the time. But don't get me wrong, I'm surgical with that bitch.
Okay, as you should be. We take it a little like we doing Coke or Pepsi right now.
Okay, I'm doing Hennessy. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Okay. You got that. So we're gonna take a John Wick versus John McClane.
Dude, John Wick all day, man. John Wick all day.
I ain't gonna lie, I watched John McClane this weekend. I watched John McClane this weekend, though.
I caught that too. But I am a John Wick guy because John Wick is a Glock guy. McClane had a freaking 1911. You know what I'm saying? I can't roll with that.
I know that's right. So we're gonna dig into your musical history.
Okay.
You a little bit, you along with my brother, with Carolina, in terms of year. So
okay.
I'm gonna say, what's your favorite Outkast album, and then more specifically Outkast song?
Okay. Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music was their best album. Every song on that album hit from the first song to the 15th song. That's just my opinion.
Right.
That was their best. And then I liked my favorite song off that album was actually, oh man, I can't remember. It was a remix, though. They called it a reprise. It was the last song on the album. It was Players Ball. No, Players Ball. I like that too. But it was a remix they did to Players Ball. That was hot.
For sure. All right, cuz. Final question. Your favorite Glock?
Okay, yeah. I got like 3 of them right here. I got like 3 of them right here. So,
but what's your favorite?
I mean, how can you have a favorite? They're all perfect. How can you have a favorite? You know what I'm saying?
Whichever one you grab first.
This one is with me every day. Glock 19. This is with me every single day. This is with me more than my wife is with me. I'm dead ass though. This gun is with me all the time. I brought it. I'm telling you, I go to church with this gun. I'm not playing with you. I go to church with this gun. And then I got two. I really got two. Glock 43X. This is my wife's gun. I have one too, but it's so cute, man. It's so cute. It's yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I love this gun. So in between those two, those are my favorite two Glocks. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. Carolina, what you got for him?
All right, we're gonna do favorite football team. NFL.
I'm a Buccaneers, bro. You ain't know? I'm from Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Come on now.
Only because you from Tampa Bay.
Yeah, only because.
But other than that, I'll be a bandwagon guy, right?
I'm just saying.
I've never seen so many Bucks fans, cuz I've never been a Bucks fan in my life.
Hold on.
Now you gotta prove it.
You gotta come with a Derek Brooks or Mark Carrier.
Nah, man. I keep things simple. I'm gonna keep it simple. Look, what that is right there? What that is? Okay. That's them Bucks, baby. That's them Bucks.
If you drinking out of it.
I don't drink out of this. This is on my little.
It's real.
Yeah, it's out my little mantle. This was a gift from a student. You know what I'm saying? So I don't drink out of it. It just stay up there on my little mantle.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
We're gonna do cabbage or collard greens.
Ooh.
Oh man, I like both, but collard greens.
That's
only because cabbage after a day or two it turned brown. You can't really mess with it.
And when you pass gas, boy, that thing is funky.
Ooh, oh my Lord.
That's not what the show was about.
All right, so number 3, what you mix with your Hennessy?
Nothing.
No ice, no nothing. You don't even put nothing.
No, I'll put like 2 or 3 ice cubes in there. That's it.
You a gentleman. You a sophisticated Hennessy drinker.
Hey, I was an old drunk at one point in time, but I tried to get my life right for the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about.
So now, go ahead.
Your favorite Saturday morning cartoon?
Oh man, it had to be Thunder.
That's all right. I wasn't expecting
that. Had to be Thundercats.
I wasn't expecting you to say that. That's really? Under the radar one.
Really? Y'all don't. No, man. Thundercats came on every weekend, man. When I was a kid, elementary school, you know what I'm saying? I watched Thundercats every weekend.
Well, no, that's in our age group. That's in our wheelhouse. But when you just generally ask the question, that's not one that comes up. Only real people that had real childhoods would say the Thundercats.
All right, you ready? Last one.
Yeah.
8-ball MJG or UGK?
I'm gonna drink to that before we get there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Raised on UGK, brother. I mean, Diamonds and Wood. I was trying to be every pimp, and that was me. So,
I mean, as far as pimping go, Pimp C was definitely in his namesake, but 8-ball MJG, they had a few.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. No disrespect to 8-ball MJG. No disrespect, but I listen to them too. But it was UGK for me. That's hands down.
I feel you on that.
All right, so that was first call.
That was first call.
Okay. Oh, I done survived the first call, but I tell you what, God's good. God is good.
It ain't nothing to it but to do it. So let's go back a little bit. And how did you end up deciding you was going to go defend the freedoms of this country?
Oh.
It wasn't no go to jail or
Well, not that. To be honest with you, that wasn't my path. You know what I'm saying? I grew up around enough of that stuff. And I had a good family around me. And I'm just gonna be honest. At some point in time, you have to be honest with yourself. And at that moment, I was 17 years old. I knew I was a shithead. I knew I wasn't college material. You know what I'm saying? I knew I was average at sports at best. So I said, okay, what can I do? I'm gonna go to the military. But at first, I had always had a competitive nature. At first, I was gonna go in the Air Force. And seeing me now, 20 something years later, I would have never made it in the Air Force. I'd have never made it. So I had a friend, a good friend of mine that he was going to the Marine Corps. And he was like, yeah, man, come on, let's do this. And I'm thinking to myself, man, they say the Marines crazy. But yeah, and that's what everybody say. And so then I met a recruiter and he looked at me, you don't want none of this. I was like, what want none of what? And he walked back in the office and then I go chase him. I was so at that point. That joker had me. I was the easiest recruit they ever got.
He hit you psychologically. You seen it in your eyes and in the shape of your head. That's a jarhead. That's a jarhead. I'm gonna tell you really, like, your story and my story kind of sound like the same. I went in the United States Army. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But in terms of how you said you felt about graduating school, the chances of going to college and being successful after dribbling out of high school, like, that was me. You feel me? I knew about the military based on my family. A lot of my family has served. So it was an easy decision for me.
Yeah.
Shit, not me. I'm good. I'm good. I love the social atmosphere of it. Like, we grew up in, on all these military bases.
Yeah.
I love the social atmosphere of it. But as far as the whole chain of command shit, mentally, I knew I wasn't ready. Like, mentally, it don't work. I knew they were gonna have to break me hard.
See, you could have came to the Marine Corps, got some of that good old loving, and you'd have been right, man. Not saying that you ain't right now, but you'd been right. Kind of crazy.
Okay, so you go in there, you chase them back into the recruiter's office. You go in there, you negotiate or not negotiate. Y'all have a conversation. You sign up. Day one. Is it shell
man,
shock, or was it ready, or was you ready for it?
Yo, that joker sold me a dream, cuz. but I will say I enjoyed every of my military service. But okay, now get back to the question. So day one, it was a total shell shock. Taking 18, 19-year-old kid away from everything that you know, and you're taking everything bad out of them. Everything that they thought was bad, they try to take that out of you, and they put what they want into you. Now how everybody receives that differently. But I think for me, I had a little bit of structure. I had a sense of pride, a sense of family pride. I have family. My father was in the Army. I have, other family members that were in the military. So it was, okay, I can't let my family down. I want them to be proud of me. So I'm going to make the best of this, But those first 3 months, man, I was on the edge, dude. I was at Paris Island, that long causeway leading to Paris Island. Every day I was plotting on the way that I can get across that joke. I'm here to tell you, because I was like, forget this, man. This is crazy. So, yeah.
You was going to be alligator food, player.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yes. Most definitely.
Hey, how you say? You done fucked up, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because you know why? When I went back to Paris Island, they have thermal cameras all around that causeway to catch recruits who try to leave the island.
How many did you have try to bounce when you was there?
When I went back, man, it was every 6 months, at least one.
Okay.
Yeah, and recruit training is like 3 months long. Oh, it's like every other platoon.
So your recruit training is 3 months long. At what point do you hit your stride? Like, I'm gonna be a fucking Marine, cuz.
I think So once you go to the rifle range, if you pass and then you do team week, that's when the drill instructors actually start to dial back. They start to dial back. They start to loosen that noose around your neck, but they still on your ass. But
Yeah,
that's when I was like, okay, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? I can do this. But it's still tough because there's still major milestones that you have to cross before you get that EGA in your hand. And I'm just gonna
right.
say, I'm gonna tell you this: every Marine will cry. Every Marine will cry. I promise you. When they put that EJ in your hand, you're gonna cry.
You
I
didn't think you
promise
could
you.
do it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You didn't think you could do it, and then you found out you were more of a man than you were, and you did
That's what's up. That's what's
it.
up. That's a hell of a pat on the back. That's a hell of a
Yeah,
pat.
it damn sure is, man. 'Cause I know I cried like a baby.
So how many total years were you did you serve?
Okay, I did. I retired at 17 years. Um, I was deployed a few times, and my last deployment was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I was going through some personal things at that time. I was in Afghanistan. I was going through some personal things, and I had ended up having tears in both of my hamstrings. I was messed up for a little while, man, and just having things going on at home. And then they told me it was so bad I was sleeping in my office. So I get up. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I get a call from my boss back in the rear, back at Camp Pendleton, and he's like, "Hey, we need you to pack up from Afghanistan, and we're gonna send you to Kuwait." And I'm like, "Wait, what? You know, for how long? Oh, you're gonna do another 6 months there?" I was like, "Oh, no,
Mm.
sir, no, sir, no, sir." I was like, because if in the military, it doesn't matter what service. In the military, if you are dependable and worth half a shit, they gonna use the hell out of you. So you got to know you can't really say no. You just got to know the ways around it. So at my command, there were 3 other E7s. So I was like, well, what's wrong with this one? Oh, this one's pregnant. This one's broke, and we don't trust this one. I was like, damn. So you're gonna have me out here away from my family, for almost a year because of that? I was like, it seems like you need to get their ass in shape, not me. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, I can't do it. So I
I
typed up
feel
my
like that's
retirement. Yeah, I typed up my retirement paper and I submitted that shit. And boy, let me tell you, the backlash I got from that, I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, I'm good.
I
So
feel like that's the American business model, man. If you find somebody that can do a job and do a job well, like they'll hire any goddamn body.
yeah.
But
Oh
when
yeah,
you find somebody and they do the job well, instead of bringing everybody up to their speed or having a standard, they just work the shit out of the motherfucker that's good and let the
yes.
duds be duds.
That is
Yeah.
very true. Very true.
It's
Very
insulting
true.
almost. You
Yeah,
know
and
what I'm saying?
it's like those guys in my day in the military, it was kind of like if you stuck around long enough, you were gonna get promoted because somebody got to get it. Somebody
Right.
got to get it. So it's like, well, you next. You know what I'm saying? So,
Say, you
but
was here, you
yeah,
got the PTO in town. Come on down.
yeah, yeah. So, but like I said, on the back end of that, I will never change anything that I did in the military. I'm proud of my military service. I would encourage, anyone to go and get a foundation in the military. Get your 4 years, get those benefits, and then go do great things in life.
I tell people that all the time, man. If you don't have no idea what you want to do, what's the least you could do is go out there and earn experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
When it comes to a college graduate and somebody that served honorably in the military, when you looking for jobs, who they gonna
yeah.
pick?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
We
yeah.
all know degrees don't mean amount of shit, and I'm
It
sorry for the
it
people
really
that
don't.
got
It really
beautiful
don't.
degrees. You know what I'm
Yeah, I mean, you
saying?
got to think about it. Everyone has a bachelor's degree, so that puts you on even playing field. So if you
Right.
have an X amount of experience in the military, now that puts you above those guys. Hell, it's not a lot of the population in the U.S. that have master's degrees. You know what I'm saying? So just because you got that experience, that puts you a cut above.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna flash forward. We're kind of back to present. You have a like your own. Is it a club? Is it is it a class? Like your group of individuals that you partner with. and educate about firearms?
So, we're not anything official. Okay,
Okay.
we are not. We are trying to stand up uh, a firearms training, coaching uh, organization that can teach people skills or introduce them into skills that they would not normally get, or if they did get them, would cost them $300, $400, and $500. But we're trying to do it at a cost that is, appealing to people
Right.
because here and let's just put it out there in the black community. We'll go buy a gun, right? We'll go buy a box of bullets, but we won't go pay for training. You know what I'm saying? And then you have the nerve to say, well, I want a CWP, but you want to walk around with that gun and not be trained on. You know what I mean? And now you're not
You're gonna
endangering
shoot your
your life, but
pee-pee
you're
off.
endangering the lives of those people around you.
Right. You're gonna shoot your pee-pee off. That's what you're gonna do.
Exactly. Well,
You know
some
what
of the
I'm
things
saying?
I've seen, yes.
So what do you? And that's one reason why we're doing this episode too, because in South Carolina, April 15th starts the open carry.
Yes.
Yeah. So how do you feel about it as far as living in South Carolina about that whole law?
Okay, so I guess you want to know what I really think.
I mean, that's what this.
Can I
That's
go
what this is
first?
for.
I
No, go
know
ahead.
you to guess, but I just want to say these other folks.
I'm right there with you.
They so
right there with you.
scared, man,
I'm right
that
there
law
with you.
terrifies the fuck out of me.
I'll tell you like this. I can only speak for me, right? I don't want to put it out there. This is just me talking. I will never open carry a firearm. All right. I will never open carry. I don't think that there's a need to. In my opinion, and given my background and given the training that I've had, if I decided that I wanted to click off safe and I see someone carrying a firearm, that's going to be the first person that I attack because 9 times out of 10, I'm better trained and I'm a better shot than them. But you don't want to present yourself as a soft target day to day. And when I say a soft target, you're not aware of your surroundings. You got your head buried in your phone. You don't know routes of egress. You haven't like really scanned the area that you're in. People like that make very hard targets. But what do you see normally walking around? It's soft targets. You see people with their heads in their phones. These are the people that are going to be carrying guns. I don't open carrying at that. I seen a video a couple weeks ago of some kid up north. He was openly carrying a firearm, and some kids ran in the store. They snatched the gun, and then they pointed the gun at him. I was like, hold up. If your situational awareness was where it's supposed to be, that would have never happened. But also, if you were concealed carrying and not open carrying, you don't have to worry about that.
You wouldn't have to worry about it even. That is terrifying because I hate how you see that
video. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. It is crazy. But I was tracking you when you said, these folks out here are scared. They are, and that's another reason why me personally, I won't, because that other person might be in a uniform.
Exactly.
And I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. So, I mean, why would you, to be honest with you, it's already hard enough.
We can't carry wallets. We can't carry phones. Car keys.
Exactly. So why make it harder on yourself by putting yourself in a situation where an officer can make contact with you? To me, that's just not smart. I got pulled. I was just coming from Florida earlier this week. I got pulled over, had a nice conversation with the officer. I don't present myself as a threat, even though, to some people, this skin color may be considered a threat, but I had a nice conversation with him. Nah. No, I didn't, man, but I chopped it up with the dude for a while. I think it's probably because of my veterans tag. He probably like, oh, this motherfucker ain't crazy. You know, he probably gonna talk some sense or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I got a little law enforcement sticker on the back of my car or whatever. So I let people know that I've been in the military and I also work in law enforcement. So they know, but a lot of us don't have that though. A lot of us don't have access to, those type of things that you can put on your car so that I also know that you're not batshit crazy. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, for sure.
But to caveat off of that, like what I tell people who ask me, okay, what if you're carrying a gun in your car, right? And the police pull you over. Now here in South Carolina, if you guys are concealed carriers, you know that that ID card has a black strip on the top of it, right? So if that officer asks you for your driver's license and registration, if you don't already have it out, which you should already have it out before he even comes to the vehicle. But what you do is I open it and they see it, and they'll automatically ask me. They already know, but they'll automatically ask you, "Sir, are there any weapons in the car?" And I'm like, "Well, there's several weapons in the car. Which one do you want to know about?" You know what I mean? So, but then I had a police disarm me. I didn't give him a hard time. I didn't present myself as a threat. When he came up to my car, I let all my windows down. I turned the interior lights on, and my hands were up. You know what I mean? Because I just didn't want to present myself as a threat to him, so that I wanted him to be at ease, because you don't know if it's a rookie cop approaching you, if it's somebody who's disgruntled approaching you. You don't know anything. So to me, first, I'm going to say, hey, I am not a threat to you. I'm not a threat. I don't want to hurt you. I want you to go home. I want to go home.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the goal. So for the people that don't have military experience, they're not affiliated with law enforcement. They are concerned about times. They want to protect themselves, protect their homes. What's the first piece of information that you would provide for somebody like that?
I would say find somebody that is probably a family member or a close friend or someone, and spark up a conversation about firearms. That's the first thing that you can do. Spark up the conversation. If they have firearms, because most people who have guns like to show people their guns. You know what I'm saying? They like to show it. So if you've never had hands on a gun, do that first. You can even go to some of here in South Carolina. You can go to some of these gun ranges or gun stores. You can rent a gun, and you can have like a one of the workers there. They can introduce you to that firearm. They're doing it in hopes to get a sale. But even some of these like PSA, they do like a women's free night. It's on Wednesdays. They go there. You can rent a firearm. There's several ways to be introduced to it. And then there's several mistakes to make on the way as you're being introduced to it. But hopefully, you have a good experience with it. But always, just I would say talk to someone close to you, a family member, a close friend, or something like that, and then just get the conversation started. And then do some research. YouTube is a wealth of knowledge.
I had when I bought my last one, I was in Sports and Warehouse right there off of I was in there, and it was a couple in front of me, and then it was all right. So there was this lady by herself in between me and the couple. So the couple, older white couple, they were going in to purchase one for the wife. So they're looking around, and Sports and Warehouse is kind of slow because they only got a couple people behind the counter.
Yeah.
So they turned back, and the lady that was in between us caught their conversation. And she was like, well, I've been with guns all my life. So she was suggesting to the other lady to get a revolver. She was like, because you ain't got to worry about the magazine. You don't have to worry about, she said, the safety. You just point and shoot, and it's a revolver. It's easy. She was saying it's an easy use gun. So with that being said, with all these women kidnappings and beatings and stuff like that, how do you feel about them making a pursuit to understand guns and firearms so they feel comfortable, and what do you suggest for them?
Black women were the highest demographic over the past year in gun sales last year. I think that every household should have a firearm in it. When it comes to women owning firearms, I am pro women owning firearms. I just think that education is a big thing when it comes to owning a firearm. And sometimes, it's just like when a woman takes her car to a body shop or an auto place to get it fixed. She don't know if this mechanic is telling her what's really going on or if he's trying to make a buck. To me, that's kind of how flaky it is with women buying firearms and getting knowledge on firearms.
Right. Who knows what they might tell them, whether or not they patient enough. Like when we had Omar on last time, there was one of our people in the comments was like, she went to go buy, I don't know if she said a Glock or what, but she like a 15 and 1. She didn't. I don't think she said a brand, but she couldn't rack
it. She couldn't rack the slide. So, she couldn't rack the slide. So there's okay. So for a woman wanting to go buy a firearm, right? The best way to do it, because my wife has a problem racking her slide, right? The same thing that Omar talked about would be the same thing that I would talk about. But what I would say is when you're in that gun store, you got to pick up everything. Women like to shop. Apply that same principle when you in the gun store and you looking for guns. Put your hands on everything. Learn how to operate it. Make sure that you can load the magazine. A lot of times, because women have fingernails and stuff like that, they have a hard time loading the magazine. You know what I mean? Good. Now, the Smith & Wesson.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna ask you to repeat it because
a woman
cut out again. Kind of go back a little bit because you cut out a little bit.
Okay. I was talking about Nick. So going back. So when females buying guns, just the same. Women like to shop, at least mine do. So apply that same principle to buying a firearm. Go in the firearm store, pick up everything. Go in there with a good wealth of knowledge first. So do your research first and get an idea of what you want. Because for some people, a revolver may not be an idealistic gun. In my opinion, I hate revolvers. I think that they're gangster guns because they don't drop shells anywhere. And they're just, in my opinion, they're just outdated. Leon Lott still carries a revolver. But going back to the females, like I said, there's a really good option out there for you. It's the Easy Shield. And the slide is easy to rack. The magazines, they have these little prongs on the side of the magazine. So what you do is you hold the magazine, you press the little prongs down, and you load the round. You press it down some more, you load the round. So I wish that when I got my wife's gun that I would have been able to get that for her. So the key is they have to go out just like any men. You go out, you play around with it. You rack the slide, you check out the mags. You take the slide off. You're looking at it. You got to go in there and really get familiar with that gun and really be confident with that gun.
So let me ask you this also, because it goes along with what you're saying as the African American race. So I seen this one guy, and there's more is out there, and he's teaching his 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 8-year-old, and I'm talking about they're shooting ARs, they're shooting everything. How do you feel about that? Because kids at an impressionable age, like that can come back to haunt you at 11 years old, because you can teach them all you want. Kids have a lot, like mental health hits them harder than grown people because they don't understand consequences later. So you're showing this 8-year-old how to shoot, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not shooting in a structured area. You're just shooting in the woods. But then they go get in a fight a year or 2 years later with somebody. Well, I got a gun. I'll shoot your ass. And now you done brought on another problem.
Well, I think that education is key, right?
Yeah,
I am pro kids learning how to use weapons. Because if you have a healthy respect for something, um, you're more apt to, okay, I know what this weapon does. You know, my
yeah,
father or my mother, they taught me, they took me to the gun range. I understand what it does. But like I said, kids like to tinker, right? But at the
yeah,
same time, being a responsible gun owner is limiting the access of those weapons to your kids. That's big. So I'm pro kids learning how to shoot, but you gotta limit the access to them.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Like, and some of the people I've seen was people that show the assumption is less disciplined. Like, I feel like they would, they'll tell the kids somebody kicking the house is right here, but that right here is easy access for another kid playing
Mhm.
at the house. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah,
Which
I
happens
definitely
all the
understand.
time.
Yeah, because
Oh,
I
It
know,
definitely.
I know, I know when I was in middle school, I used to hang with this white guy. Uh, dad was one of those CNN all the time, but he was heavy into guns.
Yeah.
So his kids had dart guns, blow dart guns. They had compo bow and arrows. They had all
Yeah.
knives and stuff like that. So one day we playing at the house. They had the CO2 guns. So one day we
Yeah.
playing at the house. I thought it was the CO2 gun. So I grabbed it. So his dad comes hauling in the house like, hey! And he snatches it from me, pops the bullet out. Well, he drops the mag, pops the bullet out, and gives me the gun back. Me not knowing, I'm thinking it's the CO2 gun. The same gun we've been running around the house with. He
Oh
ain't never
wow.
say
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
But it was
Wow.
it was it was a
Wow.
real one. And he gave me the gun back.
he had the proper reaction. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? When it comes to
Yeah.
these, like
Yeah.
the unfortunate thing that is a school shooting or a mass public shooting is that's the one thing you never hear. You
Yeah.
never hear that there
Yeah.
was a kid trained for 15 years. He started shooting when he was 7. It's never that kid. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And I
It's always
think
the
it's
troubled kid.
because
The troubled kid.
Yeah.
exactly the person responsible enough to allow their child to shoot at 5 is going
Mhm.
to set parameters. They are going to lock things up. They're going to make those kids
Mhm.
lock things up. You feel me?
Mhm.
And they're going to
Mhm.
make them
Mhm.
respect those weapons. So
Mhm.
it's I've never seen a case where they caught the person that was shooting and they was like, yeah, he been training with these guns since he was,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
might have been shooting in
But
the woods like the
but
Columbine kids, but
you got to think. This day and age with the access to information that we have and all of the technology that we have, think about it like this: a kid could be on a video game like Call of Duty and learn about guns because it's so realistic. You know, I mean,
right.
they have real guns on Call of Duty just with different names.
Yeah.
You know what I
They
mean?
keep
And
me
you
up
got
late at
these,
night.
yeah, yeah, and I used to play Call of Duty, so I think so. Yeah, so
For sure, for sure. So, okay. We all seem to like, you watch a movie, for example, or a TV show, and these guys they go around and they shooting and it look like 45 yards, 100 yards. What target and target distance range should you start out to zero in your weapon to get proficient with your weapon?
okay. So first off, a shooter has to understand.
No, I thought, boy, you started to sound like Pop. First off,
Yeah.
click it in the click. That's what he said. That's all I thought of when he said. First off,
Nah, fuck you, bitch, in the click you claim.
Right.
No, no, so y'all crazy, man. So, with a new shooter become proficient, right? Um, I don't think that if we're talking about with a pistol, I don't think that there is a certain distance away. I would start people off at 5 yards, 3 to 5 yards. but using a smaller target because I want them to understand that you have to have sight alignment, sight picture, trigger control. Those are the fundamentals of any marksmanship. They need to understand how to effectively squeeze that trigger to the rear. So it doesn't matter if you start at 10 yards or if you start at 5 yards, the same principle they have to apply the same principle. So, and like I said, I get a batch of 30 kids every month to teach how to shoot. I get about 7 days to teach them how to shoot. So we go over this over and over and over. And sometimes, that light is going to turn on quicker for someone else than it does for others. So I mean, to me, I don't think that there's a certain distance. Understanding the fundamentals and applying them is what you have to master first to achieve great accuracy.
Right.
So let's switch up a little bit. So, and I don't know if you know this, the answer what I'm about to ask is, so somebody breaks in your house, they got the rule. Do you unload the clip or do you just is it the shoot to kill, unload the clip, or is it shoot to kill for shoot just to get them out the house? Because you remember, I mean, it's kind of what
he unload the clip, he ain't gonna have no dope.
Yeah. Well,
no.
Well, check this out. So the lady in Florida, her husband used to beat on her. He kicked.
Yeah. Her name was Marissa something. I don't remember last name, but she ended up beating that case. Okay, so here's my answer to that.
Well, she did go to jail though for a while.
Yeah, she did. So okay, so first off, the terminology is shoot to stop a threat. Now, if that takes one bullet or that takes 30, I'm shooting to stop a threat. You have to also realize that those other 29 bullets, you're gonna be held accountable for wherever they may go. So it depends on who's asking me. If I'm being asked by a police officer or an attorney, or someone in court, I'm shooting to stop a threat. But if you bold enough to break in my fucking house, I'm shooting you with everything I got, and then I'm gonna drag your ass out the door so that you don't bleed on my carpet.
That was all that he wrote in a rap that he rapped 10 years ago. He did not mean that at that moment. That was a circumstantial of whatever actions and mental state he was at that
time. Like Maximus from the movie. Unleash hell. Don't make me unleash hell.
They had the one in Detroit some years ago where, and this is on YouTube, some dudes were kicking in the door. When they kicked in the door, she opened up.
They turned the corner and he opened fire on them.
It was a woman. She opened, but she went to jail. She went to jail for unregistered AR, and she was just protecting her kids.
Well, I tell you what, it's so good to not have to register weapons here in good old sovereign state of South Carolina.
Yeah, it's certain things that are just like I remember going to high school, and you talking about not that long ago. You talking about like the 90s where goddamn old Charlie still had the 12 gauge in the back of the pickup truck.
Yeah.
You feel me? Riding to school. You feel me? Look like we lost him. We'll see if we can get him back in a minute. Old Gunny Morley is all right by me, cuz. And
we're gonna have to get him and Omar here at the same time. We might not get a word in. They're gonna be laughing and cracking jokes the whole time.
Yeah,
hey man, my whole thing just I got
to reset for free nights and weekends. You had to reset free nights and weekends after 9.
I don't know what's going on, man. But yeah, man, it's crazy. I don't know. Anyway.
Nah, man, you came back in clean though.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Cool.
I can see your screen off your glasses now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just using an old iPad, man. You know.
Yeah, you can tell that's a fake lens. You see everything. Ain't no prescription in them lenses.
None.
Oh man. So what's the program you run for kids? You say you do for kids and
I honestly I work for Department of Corrections, right? I'm a training lieutenant for Department of Corrections. It's kind of like a boot camp for correctional officers. So that's basically so. I get, and they're not kids. I just refer to them as kids, but they're honestly not kids. I don't, some of these people are like 50 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
So, yeah. So we train them up. We try to give SCDC the best product that we can give them. I truly believe that because we're hurting for people right now. You guys know this. We're hurting for people right now, and it's a tough job, man. So I have a passion for teaching them how to conduct themselves, especially with a weapon, to keep themselves out of jail. You know, um, you have to be able to effectively operate that weapon within the confines of the policy.
Right.
So let me ask you this, and it might sound funny to you, but it's a real question. You got a rock, and you got a high point.
Give me the rock.
Reason why,
Yeah.
the reason why I say that is for the people that's not educated and they just need to get something, and a high point is cheap.
Yeah, that's normally the first thing you
That's
see.
that's what I'm saying. Like, then you laughed, and you're right.
He said, "Give me the rock." That's what
he said. Give me the rock. But I'm just saying,
man.
like, because people that don't know, they're gonna go for the cheapest thing.
Yeah,
They're not gonna read.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. So I got a whole spiel on this. Whole spiel. Trust me. Don't get me wrong. I had a high point like 20 years ago. I had a high point. It was 45. It was horrible. It was nothing more than paperweight. It was jammed. It was horrible. So there are options out there that are comparable in price with the high point, the high peasy. Your Taurus.
Yeah, what I got.
Taurus. Your Taurus. G2C. You can find the 702 Slim. I know PSA had a sale on them a couple years ago. It was $200. That's in the price range of a high peasy. But think about it like this. If you are gonna buy a firearm, right, you might as well take at least $200 and put it on top of the price of that firearm. The reason why I say that is because if you're gonna conceal carry it, you need the proper gear to conceal carry it. What is the proper gear, right? In my opinion, a good Kydex holster. A good Kydex holster that has a good amount of retention. So, but what do I see? What do I see people come out to my range with? What's this? Uncle Mike's. Uncle Mike. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, man, if you're trying to conceal carry that, you need to be have something that covers the trigger, not something soft like this. This covers my trigger, and why I am comfortable wearing it, appendix. You know what I mean? This right here, I could scratch my balls and the gun go off. You know what I'm saying? Because this thing is soft and flimsy. Another thing that I see guys come out with, God dang it, holsters. They try to conceal carry holsters like this, made out of this material, where it's got a little snap on the top or whatever. That's bad juju, man. Look at this thing, man. This is bad. This is horrible. So I would say, they have some quality leather holsters out there, but make sure that it's rigid. It has something in between that leather that makes it rigid and it holds its form. Or you can never go wrong with tights. Like this one right here was custom made from a buddy of mine to fit my Zev OZ9. But Kydex is the way to go, man. It really is. And then also, one thing that I see, a belt, a rigid belt with the Cobra buckle. Where camera? Cobra buckle right there. Cobra buckle. You see that? Cobra buckle.
Yeah.
So this thing, it ain't going nowhere. I don't care if somebody try to come up. Look, you can freaking climb a mountain with this thing, man. It's rigid. It's not the most fashionable, but it's a good belt. And make sure your belt is tight. Not tight to the point where it's cutting off circulation, but tight. Because when you draw that weapon, you don't want your holster going up and down with the belt because you want to sag your pants. Or
release.
These kids nowadays, they tight stuff. So yeah, they could just have it with their pants, no belt. But us grown folk, we don't like all that stuff around our belly. You got a dad bod and all that stuff. But y'all got what I'm saying.
I got what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I know
So
how competitive you are, so I ain't gonna bring up how much shit Omar had on his utility belt.
I saw that, man. That he got a problem.
Hey, Omar's one of our livest episodes, bro. When Omar came out there, what did you say? You said if whoever come to save you tonight is Omar.
Yeah.
Omar came with the Batman
symbol up, and it's gonna be him.
Hey, he said he was in the house by himself when we did it, and he had all types of shit laid out. And when I said, "Hey man, cock that shit with your foot," He went and got a vest. He had magazines. He had
Omar. Hey, look, you show up to his house, like, even if you don't wake him up, I think you can look around his house and be like,
"Yeah, this is not a good idea."
That's how much shit he got.
I went to Omar's house once before, man. Trust me, that dude had an arsenal. I'm a minimalist. I'm not a collector. I have guns for a certain reason. And if that reason is ever no longer important to me, I get rid of that gun. But I have like 4 guns. And then I have a couple issued to me. So, I don't need all that because, like I said, I'm surgical with all of them. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I'm surgical with this bitch, Jake.
So, matter of fact, Omar stated that. Like, what is your, like, he said he got a shotgun for this. he said he got rid of the blackout, but he got his, like, your reasons for each one. What is your reason for each gun?
So this is my everyday carry, my EDC, what people refer to. This is what's with me every day. Every day is with me. This is my bedside gun. This is my Zev OZ9 Gucci Glock type gun. It stays in my nightstand. And my AR, with the neighborhood that I live in, it would definitely be irresponsible to shoot that gun, in a home defense situation. Because the velocity behind that round is upward of 2,800 feet per second. It's definitely going to go through my walls and into a neighbor's yard. So it's just irresponsible. Some people, they don't believe in that. That's just my belief. Shotgun's very versatile weapon. You don't have to aim it. You could just point and shoot. But the one thing I will say, regardless of whatever you have in your home, have a light. Every one of my weapons have a light. Every single one of them. But if I was to hear a stir in the middle of the night, this is what I'm going out with. This right here. Because I got 23 round max for it. It's ready to go. The trigger pull on it is like 2.5 pounds. It never jams. It eats everything up that you put in it. Everything. So this would be my go-to. And plus, I do a lot of room clearing. This right here is easy to maneuver throughout a structure with a pistol. And plus, you got to think, I know my home. So for someone to get the drop on me in my home, that's not likely. It's not likely. I know all the ins and outs in my home, So, yeah, I mean, this is my go-to every day. My go-to.
Yeah. It's only lights on in my house because I'm doing this show right now. Because, I do everything in the dark, and I do it for a reason.
Wow.
What I'm saying? Whenever,
okay.
Whenever, like you said a thing about being a soft target, like people don't understand the importance of when you go into a place. When I go into the grocery stores, because I'm looking for the duck off. I'm looking for the emergency exit. It's not even a thing that I think about. Like, I've already done it. If I walk into any place that I've ever or never been, I'm sizing up this building to kind of figure out what is the best way in or what is the safest way out if something was to occur.
Shit, if I go to your house, I'm thinking that.
But see, I think that's a really good point because when you have your concealed carry on you, right? Say for instance something happened. A lot of people don't understand. Look, I'm not trying to stay in the fight. I'm looking for a route of egress because I don't want to shoot you, but I'm not gonna let you hurt me or my family. So I'm trying to get out of this situation. So looking for routes of egress to get out of this facility. If you're in a place that has one way in, one way out, hey, if I'm in a place like that, okay, now we got to fight. We're gonna have to fight, and I know personally I don't like to carry extra magazines, so these 15 rounds about to put in work.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the OK Corral, cuz I think 15-1 will normally get you out of any situation.
Yeah. Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Because if you know what you're doing and you don't hit him, you was close enough to scare the fuck out of him.
You see the dude, you see the dude in Atlanta, he walked up on the dude to rob him. He ended up shooting the dude 7 times, but the dude fired back like 3, and the buddy ran away, and he still drove himself to the hospital.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't see that, but I'm gonna have to research that. I didn't see that.
All I know is for the people, we're gonna go ahead and try to wrap this thing up, man. For the people that are thinking about it, or you have a gun, you haven't done your checks, you don't really. Sometimes I really just walk around cuz racking, clearing. Like for me, it give me a little peace. You feel me? And for the most part, I think a lot of people that have guns, they couldn't go through the progression of loading, reloading, changing the mag, fire. Like, I don't think that they can do it because you just assume having the gun is enough. Having the gun is not enough if you do not know how to use it.
It is not. Shooting a gun is, and owning a gun, shooting it is 10% of the fight. Shooting it is 10% of the fight. You got to get training. You have to stock up on ammo. Catch sales. These businesses are always having stuff. Even in, these times we're in an epidemic, these businesses are always having sales. Train, get confident with that gun, play with the gun, learn the ins and outs of the gun, learn how to clear malfunctions and get the gun back in action. Because, a lot of times, no one's going to give you the opportunity to say, wait a minute, my gun broke. Hold on, let me fix the gun, man. It's broke. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to do that, So my thing is, train. That's invest in yourself, because once somebody gives you knowledge, no one can take that away, and then you can build on it. So that's why, some people, they come out to the range and they shoot. We out there to have fun, but also I'm out there to, teach you something. I want you to go back with something. Go get your CWP. Learn how to protect yourself. Don't wait on the police. They only complicate things. For you, the victim. So
I was gonna say your videos on Instagram, hey, they be fire. They be fire, but I think I need a cup of Hennessy, a strip pole, and 3 shots.
Yeah, go ahead and give your social media in case anybody asks you any questions.
So my social media is on IG. It's Gorilla 6 Tango. So that's GUERILLA_6 Tango. So you can go there.
6 Tango.
Yep, and they can go there and see all of my crazy videos and us.
Yeah, you be jamming though. You be jamming.
Yeah.
You got that soundtrack.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yes, sir.
We're gonna have to get you back on, you and Omar at the
same time. Hey, tell my brother about Omar, what you thought about Omar the first time.
The first time I met him was at PSA. He was I was looking for a gun. I don't know why, and he introduced me to his CZP's TNC, and we chopped it up in PSA for like 2 hours. And I was like, dude, I gotta go back to work. And he was like, no, man, wait, man, let me show you this, let me do it. And I'm like, this dude that showed me like 5-6 guns. But then at the end of it, I don't know why at that time, my CWP had expired. I had just started military, my CWP had expired. And he held that gun for me till the next day until my background, my NC, IC check cleared. He held that gun for me. And I came in first thing in the morning, picked that thing. He was like, man, 4 other people wanted this gun, man, but I knew you was coming. I was like, man, you better hold that gun for me. I'm black too. You better hold that gun for me. You know what I'm saying? But Omar's a good dude, man. He's a good dude, man. I love that dude.
Hey, he called him a black ninja too.
Oh yeah. That joker's a ninja, man. He is a ninja, straight up. So
He's definitely a problem. If we got an issue, cuz that's the first mission is to get to Omar.
And then you talk about
bad. The first mission is to get to where Omar is.
Yeah, because you talk about stock up on ammunition.
Yeah. Man, look. It has been an awesome show. We definitely gonna do it again. I hope you had a good time.
I did.
For the people that's in here, of course, always we want you to like, share, subscribe. We want you to pull up to the conversation. And just, this is about us, man. Or anybody that needs that safety. All people ain't bad people, man. And we all need a little bit more education. So that's what this episode is about. I'm glad that you pulled up again, Gunny Morley. You got anything else, Carolina?
Shit. It's Wednesday. So I'm ready for the weekend now. I'm about to turn up for the weekend.
That part. Well, look. Everybody in Cyberland, y'all have a great night. It's been an awesome show again. Thank y'all for tuning in. And until the next time, this is the Bottom of the Bottle podcast, man. Y'all take it easy.
Sean, give it about 20 seconds.